Hello everyone and welcome to another Jurassic June Chaos Theory review on Jurassic Collectibles. This is the Darius Adventure Pack, and it comes packed in with Darius with a net launcher, a Dimorphodon, a Carnotaurus, and a Stygimoloch. Again, this gorgeous Chaos Theory artwork throughout, and on the back of the packaging, a good look at the figures inside. And this is the juvenile sculpt we saw in the not Fallen Kingdom, in the Jurassic World Dominion Live line in the pack with Owen and the motorbike. So it's cool to get this again here. So let's crack this open. Let's get a closer look at these toys. Managed to open that fairly cleanly for a change. And let's see what's inside. So that is a fantastic looking roster of prehistoric creatures plus Darius. Again, we have got the road background with these nice orange lines that are consistent with the branding on the back of the box. And if we move that out the way, we have got our figures. The star of which here is definitely that Carno. So let's crack it open. Let's take a closer look. Let's bring our camera down so you can get a closer look at what I'm seeing. And here we are. So Darius has got his arms taped together. Let's just get that off of there. So we've got Darius with the net launcher, the Stygimoloch, which looks quite large actually, the Carno and the Dimorphodon. So let's move these to the side. Let's bring Darius into focus. And let's take a look at him first. Now interestingly, Darius reuses Owen's shirt, I believe. I believe this is the Henley shirt that Owen featured. I will check after this review, but it's quite an interesting piece to reuse. Or it could be a new sculpt with more buttons. I will need to double check. But Darius, that fantastic head sculpt, looks so awesome. I love the hairstyle they gave Darius in the new season, and it looks great on this figure. He has still got the recognisable sneakers from his character design in Camp Cretaceous, and all in all this is a really nice grown-up version of Darius. When I bring Ben in next to him, you can see that they look fantastic together. Although Ben should perhaps be taller. He should definitely be taller. But Darius does come with a net launcher. So it's got quite a big grip. You can see if I put it in his hand, maybe even too big a grip for him to hold potentially. Let's give it a go. Oh no, so it can get in his hand, but you can see it's a very big grip. And we can just press it in and fire it out. I don't think he'll be catching any dinosaurs with a net that small, but it is a cool little inclusion for kids. I definitely won't be displaying my Darius with that. I think I'll just have him like this, or I might give him the tranquilizer rifle from the pack with Ben. But a cool figure. We are getting the yellow jacket version in a story pack, so I will bring you a review of that when I have it. But I wanted to make sure I got the variants this time around, because they did something I suggested with the Camp Cretaceous line, which was putting variants of the characters in each set. So in the story packs now, you get a different version of the character to the one that comes in these larger playsets. So next up is probably the figure I was least excited for, the Dimorphodon. You can see decent enough paint apps. There's a little bit of paint spillage on the jaw, but it's decent enough. It looks pretty good. It does have a slightly droopy eye on this side, unfortunately. But the jaw you can close, or you can close some of the way at least. You've got the wings that are kind of angled in, so this is almost a swooping Dimetrodon, or Dimorphodon even. I don't think I have another one in this sculpt. You do get a nice neck joint just there. You get the movement on the legs, the movement of the arms. You get the tail, which will just spin around for you. And then on the back is where the scan code is for this one. So this is my first version of this Dimorphodon sculpt. I think in terms of toy photography, this will be really useful for a kind of swooping attack version of the Dimorphodon, so I'm quite happy to have it in that regard. So yeah, decent enough. I like the colours on it as well. I think it looks pretty solid. Now the Stygi is really interesting to me because this feels really large. If I bring Darius in, I don't know why, but this Stygi feels so much larger than the others we've got before. It's got the nice head ball joint, you can see it goes all the way down, has the swivels. It looks really great. I just feel like it's large. It's definitely bigger than the other ones, it's heftier. With that said, the colour scheme is really nice. I really like the colours across the skin. You've got some really crisp colour work on the dome and obviously the spikes coming out the head. They look really good. It's just an interesting one to me. It almost feels like one of the 6-inch basic figures. You've also got the scan code just there. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels a bit big for a Stygimoloch. That might just be me, but it definitely feels bigger this time around. If I bring in an Atrociraptor for scale, you can see there's just something about it that's interesting. An interesting choice of a sculpt. And then lastly, the one that I think all of us are really most excited for in this pack is this version of the Carno. And this is much more closely resembling the Carno we see in Jurassic World Dominion. You can see we've got the browns, you've got the gorgeous sculpt work throughout. This guy looks phenomenal. I have to admit, even the painted tone claws here, they've listened to criticism there and painted those. You've got the eye, you've got the horn, you've got on this side the eye with the broken horn. This is just a very good looking Carno. I don't know if this is meant to be the version from Malta. It could very well be, but whatever they've done here, if it's inspired by Toro with the browns and the reds, it looks fantastic. I really, really like this. It's a lot darker in person as well, really dark browns, and you can see the dark browns there especially really highlight those kind of almost scars that are in the sculpting for this animal. So this is fantastic. I'm really excited to get some photos with this Carno. And if we bring them all back together, you can see again next to the Carno that Stygi looks big. I definitely suspect it is from the basic toy line that are scaled slightly bigger. So that is a really interesting choice. And then we'll bring in Darius, bring in our Capture Claw, and that is the set. So overall, I think the Darius Adventure Pack is really cool. What I really love about both this pack and the Ben pack is you get dinosaurs that feel like they have really solid colour schemes. I think some of the time in the core line you get toys that feel a little bit toyified. You know, they don't necessarily have the appeal a Hammond collection figure would. But here, all of the paint schemes feel clean, they look good, and I'm really happy with what's on offer. So that's my thoughts on this pack. Do make sure to like, favourite and subscribe so you don't miss our future reviews. And, as always, or at least for this month, have a very happy Jurassic June.